there we go. We had another one come through for you there, Rachel, which will just pop up on the screen for you now so you can see it. She's still backstage. You can still see. I love this program. It means that we get to have, like, you can only see me right now, but there's a group of women sitting backstage that I can see. I know they're all there, so and I can definitely feel them all. So it's quite fun being able to play with this. So we're up to pretty much almost the end. You've got me now doing a world womb activation. So what I would love to offer is it's been a long day, so maybe give your body a little bit of a shake and some noise, maybe just let your body kind of have a reset, because if you've been with us, I know some of you have been with us for the whole way through. I can see the people coming and going and see who's kind of on, and I know some of you have been with us for hours. So if you have been with us for hours, maybe just take a moment to kind of stand up, have a little bit of a jiggle, a little bit of a bounce up and down, because it's a long time. Really, really grateful for those of you who have been here with us for most of this session. Oh my God, did you notice my chair shrunk? I shrunk. All right. That's better. So usually I'm the one that's been doing all the tech, so I'm still going to try and do all of that and give you this transmission as well. We're going to drop into a world womb activation now, but first I want to speak a little bit about, like, what are you talking about, Zapheria? What even is a world womb activation? So anyone who is born with a womb, which is only like maybe half the population, not even that. Those who are born with a physical womb, we have the physical aspect of the womb, but we also have, which you've heard many of the women talk about today, the energetic or the etheric aspect of the womb, which all of us have. All bodies, if you are here in a body, you have access to an energetic or an etheric womb. So we have that on an individual level, but we also have that on a world level. We have the capacity to be able to tune in and activate our own womb. And that's a lot of the work that the women that you've seen today are doing, is we are activating individual wombs for various reasons for people all across this planet. Perhaps because they wish to connect more deeply to themselves and their own experience of being in a body. Perhaps because they're preparing to conceive and birth a child. Perhaps because they're wishing to birth their own soul into the world and their own selves into the world. That you could probably see from all the women that you have seen present so far today, they're very embodied, they're very present with themselves and who they are and what their expression is in the world. And that is one of the things that happens when we tune into and when we activate the womb. And so, yes, there's working with that aspect. And some of you who are on here, I know already know that I work with the Blue Diamond Souls and with other high vibrational collectives. I've written a book, Birthing a New Earth. That's the TV series. So I've written a book with the Blue Diamond Souls and a TV series with the Blue Diamond Souls. And also am now working with 4 other high vibrational collectives. These souls are birthing here at the moment at rapid pace. If you have a look around you at how many women that you know, I know for myself, how many women who I would consider leaders, women who I would consider to be very powerful in what they're doing in the world, who are having babies right now over the last kind of 6 to 8 months and who are due to have kind of in the next 6 to 8 months. It's massive. Like, I think I counted the other day, there was 15 that I know personally. So that in itself is wild, right? These Blue Diamond Souls, these high vibrational collectives that are birthing here at the moment, they are here to support us in what we're experiencing right now across the world. It's freaking uncomfortable right now. And you heard, I think it was Jamie and Zoe kind of talking about, like, this is, I think it was Jamie and Zoe were talking about, like, we're in this birth experience. And I've spoken about it so many times that we are in this birth experience as a collective, and it is uncomfortable. We are in the womb or we're in the birth canal and we're getting squeezed by the contractions and it really doesn't feel very nice. But that's where we're at. And these souls are coming in thick and fast right now to support the shift and to support the change that is not only coming, but is here. It is part of the reason why I wanted us to provide this event for you as well, is to start to draw the attention back to what's happening on a greater level, to take ourselves away from the, I regretted it instantly. I did a Facebook post yesterday to ask a question, and instantly I was attacked, and I had 185 comments within an hour, and everybody's at each other. And I was like, whoa, I need to take that down. But it showed me what's happening in the collective, and we're caught in fear. The world ego right now is cracking. This is the experience that we're in, and the world ego is cracking, and it's going to get more intense, and it's going to get more uncomfortable. And if the world ego is cracking, that means our own ego is also cracking. That means it's uncomfortable. That means we have to look inwards to what is going on and how are we behaving and what's going on for us in the world. But the reason the world ego is cracking is because the world soul is birthing. The world soul is birthing intensely right now. And that's what we're all feeling. And that's also part of these blue diamond souls and other high vibrational collectives that are coming in thick and fast and strong right now, because that's what they're here to support, is the birthing of the world soul, the birthing of your own soul, as some people would call it, awakening. What that awakening experience really is you starting to birth your own soul, is you starting to remember that you are something so much greater than this physical flesh suit, this bag that we were born into. You are something so much greater than that. And that is what everybody is starting to remember. That's what the awakening is. I hear some people say, oh, you can't use this word because it makes it seem like someone else isn't awake. That's not the point. The point is that every single person on this planet right now is having the same experience, just from a different viewpoint, from a different vantage, from whatever it is that they are experiencing in this exact moment. But we're all in the same thing together. This is the first time for really the whole world to go through something together. We have watched countries go through intensity. We have watched different continents have their experiences. We have watched different countries go to war. But when have we seen the entire world go into an experience together? That is what is happening. And so if this world ego is cracking and the world soul is birthing, then one of the greatest gifts we can do is to activate the world womb. Because where do we birth from? From the womb. So if we can activate the world womb, this is one of the ways that we can start to make a massive supportive shift in what's happening in the world right now. And for me, this is what I'm looking at, is how can I contribute in a way that's making a difference, but in a way that is focusing us towards the positive, a way that is, this is probably going to sound rude and I'm probably going to upset someone, but the way that is taking us away from looking into your own navel and picking at the navel fluff over and over and over again. And that's what I see happening, is we're so in here, my experience, my, and hence the attacking outwards towards other people that we're seeing right now. What my inquiry is how can we stop looking here, and how can we start to look to the greater? How can we start to use our energy, instead of focusing on the fear of what we don't want, on the fear of what we're scared of, on the fear of what we're seeing? Because let's just be brutally honest right now, that's easy. It's easy to get caught up in the fear at this particular moment in time. The collective fear is intense, and it's a daily practice to not be caught in that fear. It's a daily over and over practice. Oh my goodness, I'm going to tell you a story. No idea that I was going to tell you a story, but I'm going to tell you a story, right? I do have daily practices to ensure that I am not caught up in the fear. And yes, I notice that I still go there. I am a human just like everybody else. I look at what's happening and fear will arise in my body. But I'm doing my best to only focus on my fear, not get caught in the collective fear, which is what's happening. And it's not to anybody's fault that that is happening. It is really strong. So most days I'm doing pretty well at staying connected to my own self and not everything else. But yeah, Rachel, I love Zapheria stories. This is like I'm going to go full story on you right now. I am living in Bali. For anyone who doesn't know, I live in Bali, and we've had some interesting experiences here with lockdown. There was a period of time where I was uncertain. We live right near the beach, and I didn't really know, are we in lockdown? Are we not in lockdown? Because the way it was happening is some days you could go to the beach and then the next day you'd go and there would be military there and you needed to leave. So I really wasn't certain what was happening. I didn't know if it was open that day or if it wasn't open that day. So I go down the beach, take my dog for a walk on the beach. I've just let him off onto the sand. He's playing like crazy, having a great old time. And I hear this whistle and I feel the energy of panic. And I turn around and all the little restaurants that are, all the little warangs that are on the beach, everybody, all the locals are panicking and turning chairs upside down. And anybody who's not a local is like freaking out, like what is happening? And this mass fear energy came in. And I got caught into it. I grabbed my dog and I ran behind the back of the warangs and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Oh my God, something's happening. And this lady came out the back. And she's like, they're coming. And I'm thinking, whoa, if they're coming, whoever they are, it must be really bad. So that's it, right? I'm gone. I'm in the fear. I am not only in my fear body, I'm in the fear body of everybody else in that collective. Do you think that I am able to think straight now that I have gone into the fear body? Hell no, I cannot think straight. So I'm sitting there and I look along the back of the warangs and I go, well, I could walk along the back of the warangs there into the car park and just straight out of the car park. It's fine. I could do that. And then I'm thinking, but what about like if they're there, whoever they is, what about if they're there? And then I'm going to get myself into trouble. I better not do that. And the lady that I'm with goes, come this way. We can run through the field. I'm like, okay. So grab my dog. We go running through this field. There's like grass. Heaven knows snakes. I don't even know what's going on. It's this massive big field like behind my house. Running through with the dogs and she's got her dog. Anyway, I stopped and paused for a minute because I saw the cows, these 3 cows bounding through and I went, oh, cows. And then I'm like, that's not cows, that is bulls. I'm like, shit. Okay, so I'm picking up the dog. We're running. We jump over this fence into the car park to walk out of the car park to come home about 4 meters from where I would have come out had I just walked down the back behind the warangs. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because what's happening in the collective, this fear, as the world ego is cracking, this fear, it's intense and it's very difficult to not get caught up in it. And so our daily practice right now is to do our best to not get caught into the fear because we act irrationally. That was completely irrational behavior of me to run through a field that I know has snakes in it, to get chased by bulls, to climb over a fence that was literally like maybe 4 meters from where I would have come out into the same car park. It makes no sense. But this is what we're seeing happening everywhere, is everybody's getting caught into this, right? And so what I'm doing my best to do is to not focus on the collective fear, is to bring myself back to my own body and to those around me or those who are working with me, to back to our own body, to be able to recognize what is happening, that there is this mass cracking going on simultaneously to a mass birthing of the world soul and of these high vibrational collectives that are coming through, the blue diamond souls and the other high vibrational collectives that are coming right now. As they are coming at the moment, they are making massive shifts. So those of you who have heard me speak about the blue diamond souls before, I said they were coming in around kind of 6th to 12th dimension. That is the energy that they were coming naturally through. The ones who are coming through right now are 12th to 27th dimension. And so they are activating within all the other high vibrational collectives. They are activating them up to what is their natural state, which therefore becomes incredibly uncomfortable for the rest of us to be in this up-leveling that is happening, to be in this birthing of the world soul that is happening. especially if we are not connected to the womb, to our own womb, let alone the world womb. And so when I speak into doing a world womb activation for you, this is the intention, this is the reasoning why. And if I'll just share like a little of an understanding, excuse me, a little of an understanding. I have been in bed sick for 4 days. I'm okay today. So please excuse me drinking my coconut after that story. That's hilarious. Bali beaches and I need to drink my coconut. My throat is very sore. So I'm just going to quickly go back to some of the comments because I missed it. Yes. Rachel, every part of me feels like it's cracking recently. Yes. Yes. We are cracking. This is the thing. We are cracking because the ego cracks and we're birthing all at once. It's massive. Danielle, yes to this. Yeah. Yes, I felt the rise yesterday. That was to hear things that are reconnecting us in a positive way by women and men who are nurturing people and shift things for others and ourselves. Exactly. This is the thing that for us to focus on at the moment as best as we possibly can is how do we find self-love? How do we nurture ourselves? How do we be in the field, the energetic field of others who are supporting and nurturing others? Or how do we hold that energy ourselves and hold it with compassion and understanding that people are caught in the experience that they're caught in right now? Yes. How can I contribute without being in the either or? Exactly. One from Zoe as well. I feel like the temple has been one of the greatest spaces for me to move away from the collective fear. Yes. And not get caught up. Absolutely. And it is a daily practice. And as I'm speaking that, like I wonder, like all we have to do is make a choice. As I'm speaking that, are you willing and able to make the choice that you will not get caught up in the external fear to the best of your capability? Now, doesn't mean you're never going to get caught up in the fear. But you can make the choice. You can make the choice and the decision right now that I am not going to get caught up in the collective fear any more than what naturally happens. So I am going to do a daily practice. I'm going to watch myself. I'm going to support myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to guide myself. I'm going to be surrounded by people who are showing me the way and who are on a similar path. And I'm going to create that nurturing space to ensure that I can continue to wake up every day and choose again and again to not buy into the fear collective and to not get caught in it. And that is as simple as catching yourself in it. Like yesterday when I did my post and it just went insane. And I, after an hour, was like, I don't want this. I don't want this in my field. I'm going to remove this out of my field now. That's it. It's that simple. Choice. So now that I've given you all of that and a fun Zapheria story, which I wasn't planning on. I can't help it. I just love stories. Stories are so much fun. Plus, it always seems that insane things happen to me, so therefore there is a story. So I would love to guide us all through a world womb activation. I am not going to play any music for this one because I would like you to notice what is happening within your own body and to stay with my voice and to stay with your own body as best as possible and just to be aware of what is happening. So I also feel to mention, I'm not sure, but it's possible that what others call light language, what the Blue Diamond Souls have kind of shared to me is original language or natural language. It might come out, I'm not sure. If it does, it is always your choice. This is something for you to understand. Anytime you hear somebody speaking a light language or speaking an energetic language, you always have choice on whether you receive that transmission or whether you don't. And so if that language does come through during this transmission, is I would love for you to feel in, do you want to receive it or do you not want to receive it? And if you do want to receive it, is to intend to receive it. And if you don't, then it's just sounds coming through and moving through. They might not, but just so that you're aware that that experience may happen. So I'm going to get you, if you are in a space where it is safe to, close your eyes and just place your hands if you feel comfortable to, on your body, anywhere, nowhere in particular, just to allow yourself to notice that you are in a body. Like, oh yeah, that's my body. I have a body. That's it. And just set the intention to start to bring your energy away from the device so that you can still hear me, but that your energy is not being pulled into the device. So just set the intention to pull your energy back away from the device and into your own body, into your own being. That's it. Notice the difference when you bring your energy back to yourself and out of the devices that we get locked into and disappear into. So just want you to start watching your breath. You do not need to change your breath. Nothing has to change. Just starting to watch your breath as it comes in and out. Noticing, do you breathe in and out through your nose or through your mouth? Just noticing. That's it. And starting to notice that when you breathe in, that you become more present to your own body, that you become more present to this current moment. And that when you breathe out, that you just let go of anything that is not this moment. That's it. And noticing how as you're doing that, you are becoming more and more aware of your own self, more and more aware of your own body. That's it. And so as you're becoming aware of your own body, if it feels right for you, I'm going to ask you to move your hands down over your womb space, whether it's a physical or an energetic womb. Just placing your hands down over your lower belly, tuning into your womb space. And if this is completely new for you, just notice what you notice, feel what you feel. There's no getting this right. It's just noticing. So with your hands over your womb space, just bring your attention to below your hands, to inside your body, underneath your hands, into your womb. Imagining that you could bring all of your attention into this space. And just noticing what you notice, feel what you feel, see what you see. And if for you it is nothing, notice the nothing. That's it. Start to send your breath down into your womb, imagining that it is like a balloon that you can blow up with your breath. And it expands. And it decreases with each breath. That's it. And just noticing here if anything changes or if it doesn't. For some of you, perhaps your womb has messages, perhaps through voice or sound or images that it shows you. Perhaps for some of you, there's something in the nothingness that you notice. So from your womb, we're going to imagine an umbilical cord-like connection that comes out from your body, that goes down into the earth, through the crust of the earth, through all the layers of the earth, just seeing, feeling, knowing that this grounding cord is starting to make its descent by dropping down into the earth. And you may see it dropping, you may feel it dropping, you may imagine it dropping. You may even notice that there are different textures and different temperatures as that grounding cord is dropping into the earth. You may be highly aware of exactly where it is in the earth, or you may just have a rough idea. It's all perfect. That's it. Just allowing it to keep on dropping and descending. And you may even begin now to feel a gentle pulling, like there's something calling that umbilical-like cord, that grounding cord down deeper and deeper into the earth. That is the earth's womb calling for you, magnetizing you down to connect into her. So allowing that grounding cord, that umbilical cord, to drop all the way down to the center of the earth, to the womb of Pachamama Gaia. And as it connects, just simply feeling. What do you feel here? What do you notice? Just being with that for a moment. That's it. And as you're connecting down into the earth womb, you may notice that she has a rumbling to her, that her energy is alive and moving. It is not stagnant and still. So tune in and feel, how does that feel for you? Is it like an electrical buzz? Is it a rumbling of rocks moving? What is it in your experience? She's alive, she's rumbling, she's activated. The energy of her womb is fully alive and is fully activated. That's it. And so from here, if it feels right for you, breathing some of that aliveness, some of that ecstatic energy that she has in her womb, and breathing it up through your grounding cord and into your own womb, breathing that aliveness, that ecstatic energy. And if it feels right, allow your womb to fill up with all that activated energy. And you may even notice that your own womb begins to activate, because an activated womb is simply energy, and energy transmits and moves. And one activated womb activates another, activates another, activates another. This is how we connect into one another across the globe. And so if it's true for you, allowing your own womb to begin to activate, still feeling your connection to the earth womb, still feeling your own womb. That's it. And as each person on this call is tuning into the earth womb together, is tuning in to that activated, ecstatic energy together, we're going to notice and send all of our attention into the earth womb. Focus your attention deep, deep into the center of the earth, into this alive, ecstatic, activated being. That's it. And noticing how the more attention you focus on it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This big, pulsing, activated womb. And together, in a moment, we are going to support this womb in sending this activated energy out across the globe, And if it is in alignment, to activate the wombs who are ready, knowing that this will only happen if it is in full alignment for an individual. It will only happen if it is completely aligned for their higher self and for their soul. But if there are people across this globe right now who wish to have an activated womb, we're going to support them in having that experience. So bringing again all of your attention down to this earth womb, feeling her rumbling. Going to get you to take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, sending that breath down into the earth womb and noticing how she gets even bigger with your breath. I'm going to do that again. Big breath in. And breathing out and down into the earth womb. And on this third one, when you breathe in, when you breathe out, notice that this activated womb is going to be able to go across the globe. So sending the breath down into the womb. And noticing, oh, that's it. Ooh. Noticing how that womb was able to send her ecstatic current out across the entire earth, across the entire globe. And knowing that there are people across this globe at this exact moment in time who is already ready, who is calling this in, who has been wanting this, who it is for their highest good, knowing that this energy is there available for them right now. If they wish to tune into it, it is available for them to receive. That's it. Beautiful. And we're going to do one more of those big breaths. And this time, we're going to hold the deepest intention that the world womb activates beyond the earth, beyond the individual, that it activates to the level that supports the world soul in birthing at this moment in time. So taking a big breath in, sending that breath out and down into the earth womb, allowing it to expand, allowing it to increase, allowing it to activate the world womb. Masaimayarente, Shukurima, o Shukurante Mokoroma. I and the Korosene Ashamo Onama, I Sakare Senayate. Also, Mayanta and Shukoromo and the Ekrasente Shere. Also, Oroma, I and Semo Ukurima Isimo Ukoretaya. Unamaina Orea Senekera Murte. Unama Ake and Se on Chikaramba and Toro Sipa Ayante. Whoosh. And just being with yourself for a moment, noticing what you notice, feeling what you feel, seeing what you see, honoring your part in allowing the world womb to activate as she supports your own womb in activating, as we support the birthing of your own individual soul, of the next generation that are coming through, and of the soul of this incredibly great world that we sit upon. And so bringing your attention back to your own body. And when it feels right for you, drawing up your grounding cord, your umbilical light cord connection, drawing it up from the earth. Pulling it back into your own body. And if it feels needed or necessary for you, you may want to state something along the lines of, I am myself, myself, and no one but myself, and repeat that 3 times, just to seal the energy of being back to you, of not being connected to anybody else, of no one else's energy being able to connect to you. Just stating, I am myself, myself, and no one but myself. That's it. Just allowing the full completion of that experience. Starting to come back to your own body, to your own awareness, to this moment in time. For anyone who feels like they would like to share in the comments what that experience was like for them, I would love to hear it. Excuse me, drinking more.